Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat and welcome to Cartel Science Educational Foundation Incorporated School Year 2022-2023. We wanted to make sure you were aware of the ways in which we are protecting the data collected about your child and how they are being used to enhance their learning experiences in the school. Please know that we are committed to protecting your child's educational records and personal information. Our school, specifically the Institutional Data Privacy and Compliance Office, has developed comprehensive policies to comply with data privacy law and regulations and is subject to strict penalties. As a result, I am very proud to say that we have a strict student data privacy policy in place that details the procedures and security mechanisms in place to protect student data. The policy also outlines restrictions on authorized users who are permitted to access students' data. Access to personally identifiable data about your child is limited to those with a legitimate educational interest in their personal and sensitive personal information that we hold. So what about privacy policy? This privacy policy, or also known as privacy notice, tells you about our policy regarding the data that we collect, we use, and disclose and transfer, including your personal data. If you are the parent or guardian of an applicant, student, or an alumni who is a minor, understand that this policy refers to the personal data of your child. We respect your right to privacy and aim to comply with the requirements of all relevant privacy and data protection laws, particularly the Data Privacy Act of 2012 or Republic Act number 10173. In line with this, we will cooperate fully with the National Privacy Commission or NPC when it goes about its work of implementing the DPA. And like the National Privacy Commission, we are also committed to striking a balance between your personal privacy, which is important to us, and the free flow of information, especially when this is necessary to uphold our legitimate interest and to effectively carry out our responsibilities as an educational institution. When we speak of personal data, the term includes the concepts of personal information, sensitive personal information, and privileged information. Among them, the first two are typically used to distinctively identify you. And as I mentioned earlier, Cartel Science Educational Foundation Incorporated crafted a privacy policy and terms of agreement to further enhance students' data protection. So what about PPTA? We collect, acquire, or generate your child's personal data in many forms, including but not limited to written records, photographic and video images, digital material, or biometric records. Such personal data may include information that you provide us during your child's application for admission, information we acquire or generate upon enrollment, and during the course of your child's stay with us. When you apply with us for admission, we collect directory information like your name, email address, telephone number, and other contact details. We also collect data about your personal circumstances, such as your family history, previous schools attended, academic performance, disciplinary record, employment record, medical record, and so on. After you join the school, we collect information on his or her academic or curricular undertakings. I'm talking about your child, the classes he or she enrolls in, scholastic performance, attendance record, medical record. So we will also collect information for and in relation to co-curricular matters, such as outreach activities, study tour, field trips, if any, as well as extracurricular activities such as membership in in student organizations, leadership positions, and participation and attendance in seminars, competitions, and other programs. It may also include any records about disciplinary incident that your child may be involved in, including accompanying sanctions. There will also be times when we will acquire other forms of data like pictures, videos of activities you participated in via official documentation of such activities or through recordings from closed-circuit security television or CCTV cameras that are installed within school premises. There may also be instances when personal information is sent to or received by us even without our prior request. So this is what we call unsolicited information. In such cases, we will determine if we can legitimately keep such information. If it is not related to any of our legitimate educational interests, we will immediately dispose of the information in a way that will safeguard your child's privacy policy, or to protect this particular information, what we are going to do is to dispose it immediately. So how do we use your child's information? We consider the processing of your child's personal data for these purposes to be either necessary for the performance of our contractual obligations with you or necessary for our compliance with a legal obligation, necessary to protect your vitally important interests, including your life and health, necessary for the performance of tasks that we carry out as part of the academy. We understand that the DPA imposes stricter rules for the processing of sensitive and personal information, even privileged information. And we are fully committed to abiding by those rules. If we require consent of any specific use of your personal data, we will collect it at the appropriate time, and you can withdraw this at any time unless otherwise provided by law. So how do we use your child's information? We use your child's information through the following. Number one, evaluating application for admission, processing confirmation of incoming students and transfer students in preparation for enrollment, recording, generating, and maintaining students' records of academic, co-curricular, and extracurricular progress, recording, storing, and evaluating student work such as homework, seat work, quizzes, long tests, exams, research papers, essays, and presentations. Also, attendance. Establishing and maintaining student information system, sharing of grades between and among faculty members and others with legitimate official need, for example, during academic deliberations of honors, processing scholarship applications like ESC grants and other forms of assistance, investigating incidents that relate to students' behavior in implementing disciplinary measures, maintaining directories and alumni records, compiling and generating reports for statistical and research purposes, providing services such as health, counseling, information technology, library, sports, recreation, transportation, parking, campus mobility, safety, and security. We also use your child information through managing and controlling access to campus facilities and equipment, communicating official school announcement, sharing marketing and promotional materials regarding school-related functions, events, projects, and activities, soliciting your child's participation in research and non-commercial surveys, and sharing your child's information with persons or institutions as provided by law. To the extent permitted or required by law, we may also share, disclose, or transfer your personal data to other persons or organizations in order to pursue our legitimate interests as an educational institution, including a variety of academic, administrative, research, historical, and statistical purposes. For example, we may share, disclose, or transfer your personal data for purposes such as posting of class lists, and class schedules in school bulletin boards or other places within the campus or social media, sharing of information to persons including parents, guardians, or next of kin as required by law, providing academic institutions, companies, government agencies, private or public corporations, sharing information to potential donors, funders, or benefactors for purposes of scholarship, grants, or other forms of assistance, distributing the list of graduates and awardees during commencement exercises, reporting and or disclosing information to the National Privacy Commission and other government bodies or agencies as required by law, sharing information for accreditation and university ranking, complying with court orders, subpoenas, and other legal obligations, responding to inquiries, verifying that your son is a bona fide student or a graduate of the school, conduct research or survey for purposes of institutional development, sharing your child's directory information to the school's alumni association, if any, publishing academic, co-curricular, and extracurricular achievements and success, including honors lists and names of awardees in school bulletin boards, websites, social media sites, and other forms of publication. Sharing your child's academic accomplishments or honors and co-curricular or extracurricular achievements with schools he or she graduated from or was previously enrolled in upon their request. Marketing or advertising to promote the school, including its activities and events through photos, videos, brochures, website posting, newspaper advertisements, physical and electronic bulletin boards, and other forms of media. Live streaming of the school events, publishing communications with journalistic content such as news, information publications, and other social media sites. So how long are we going to retain your child's information? Your personal data is stored and transmitted securely in a variety of paper and electronic formats, including databases that are shared between the school and its different units or offices. So access to your personal data is limited to school personnel who have a legitimate interest in it for the purposes of carrying out their contractual duties. So rest assured that our use of your personal data will not be excessive unless otherwise provided by law or by appropriate school policies. We will retain your relevant personal data indefinitely for historical and statistical purposes, where a retention period is provided by law or by a school policy. All affected records will be securely disposed of after such a period. So how are we going to handle data breaches? We're going to handle data breaches in such a way that the school will take all necessary and reasonable steps to address such incident or breach and mitigate any negative effect of such incident or breach. So if in case you have questions or anything that you wanted for me to discuss with you, so I am Mr. Jason P. De Castro, the head of the Data Privacy and Compliance Office, or you can email me at dataprivacy@gmail.com. So what is RA 10173? RA 10173 or DPA 2012 is a 21st century law to address 21st century crimes and concerns. Number one, it aims to protect the privacy of individuals while ensuring the free flow of information to promote innovation and growth. Number two, to regulate the collection, recording, organization, storage, updating or modification, retrieval, consultation, use, consolidation, blocking, erasure, or destruction of personal data. In short, processing. And number three, to ensure that the Philippines and the school itself complies with international standards set for the data protection through the National Privacy Commission. So where is privacy in all of this? The law upholds the right to privacy by protecting individual personal information, meaning the National Privacy Commission protects individual personal information by regulating the process of personal information. Likewise, like what I've said earlier in the privacy policy and terms of agreement or PPTA, we will no longer post any pictures, videos, or any information about your child in any social media site without your consent. Even posting information in the school's bulletin board or any forms of media. Likewise, this is to assure all the parents that the school um, will secure, will properly dispose some documents, especially if it contains personal information. So we will be following the legal disposal of documents like pulping, incineration, or shredding. Likewise, the school will be following the guiding principle of transparency, proportionality, and legitimate purpose. So meaning inaccurate or incomplete data will be rectified, supplemented, destroyed, or their further processing will be restricted. So why is privacy important? Privacy is important because privacy is the ability to control who can access information about our private life and our activities. It is important also because privacy gives us the power to choose our thoughts and feelings and who we share them with. It protects our information we do not want shared publicly. And it also helps protect our physical safety. So how do I protect my privacy? There are many ways you can improve your privacy. For example, by exercising caution before sharing private data online or with others. That's why the school, Carthel Science Education Foundation Incorporated have also crafted social media policy for students, social media policy for employees. We will also be giving you orientations and seminars with regards to responsible use of internet or what we call netiquette. Yun lamang po at maraming pong salamat sa inyong pakikinig at kung mayroon po kayong mga katanungan, maaari po ninyong ipadala ang inyong tanong sa data privacy csefi@gmail.com. Maraming pong salamat and magandang araw po sa inyong lahat.